Morning everyone, how we doing? Sorry to be just a couple minutes late. Had to get the husband out the door who was making noise. I know y'all know how that is. Give me just a sec for the computer to catch up and we will get started. Grab your papers, just grab a couple of kits and we will go from there and see what we can do. This class is about easy coloring. And my computer is having, like I said yesterday, our internet was out for most of the morning. I was up at like, gosh awful, 4:30 in the morning, and it was out, and it didn't come back until around 8 something. So it kind of really threw me off. Alrighty. Come on. Where am I? There I am. Yay. Okay. So make this a little bigger so I can see what I'm doing, and we will get started. If I can push the right button. There we go. Alright, so as always, thank you ever so much for shopping with us. Thank you ever so much for shopping with me at Close to My Heart. Alright, so I grabbed some papers. These are from the Memory Lane. This is from the Cozy Up. And basically what you're looking for is pattern. Pattern so you don't have to color. Okay? Such as these pumpkins. I'm going to take a little mocha ink. Doesn't always have to be black. Since we're not coloring, we don't have to worry about it being permanent or anything. We're not doing markers or watercolor or anything. So you just go along and, ooh, I like that pattern. Look at that. Cut that out. Your leaves are colored for you. This one is especially cool. Let me show you that. Hold on. I gotta switch stamps. And I will show you which one I'm using. Here's the set that I'm using. And I want to grab this little pumpkin here. Gently take them off of your carrier sheet. Here's a little thing that I always do. I line them up. If it's straight on the block, I use the little grid line to line it up on my grid paper. Then I know I'm straight on the block. You know, it just helps. This, it really doesn't matter. This is Hey Friend. I don't have the number for the thin cuts. But the regular number, and you can find the thin cuts, is D2172, Hey Friend. And I'm going to take this one, ink it up, and hopefully you can see this one has a stem. I'm going to take that stem and I'm going to put it directly over the stem of my pumpkin on my stamp. And by doing that, pull this up, when you cut it out, you have a partially covered pumpkin. Let me see. Where's my other pieces? So see, you can go to town. Leaves, pumpkins, whatever you want. And I don't have that one other than on the card, so I will show you the card that I made. And here it is. So you can see this little pumpkin already has some brown. Worked out perfect. Now, here's another thing. Say you didn't quite get all of it cut out. So this one has pretty much a straight in it. Just use that to tuck underneath something. It doesn't have to all be there. Who's going to know? So again, here's the first card. The other thing is the pattern paper is pretty thick, but it's not as thick. Find my pieces. It's not as thick as our cardstock. And of course the little piece is gone. Here it is. So I punch this one out, and then just punch one out in cardstock, and then you've got some thickness to it. And if you really want, you could do it 3 or 4 times and not use, if you're out of foam tape, then do it 3 or 4 times and it would lift it up. So this one had a little boo-boo on the end. It didn't quite get all of the leaf, so I just stuck it under there. Also, something else about composition. As you're doing this, let me see, I can show you with this one. Here, let's just get rid of this so we don't get our arm in it. Let's glue this down. Just put some tape on it. And if you get one edge, oh, I'm nervous. They're usually pretty good. Okay, so we have that. And let's see what else. These won't work. Okay. Well, so let's say we have these, and we want to do something similar to this, and we do this, and we do this. Okay, same color, right? So switch it out for a different color. More eye appealing than having the two. So on this one, at first I had this leaf over here, but it was the yellow and the yellow next to each other, and they kind of cancel each other out, if you will. So that's why I switched it over here. And it just flows better. You've still got plenty of stuff going on. This is just the other pieces of the paper pack and the zip strip. The For You I got from this cute set, which is the Cozy Up Card Making Z4755. Love the little snail. He's so cute. And pumpkins. Okay. So that's card number 1. Just stick that up there. There's an idea for you. A couple ideas for you. Okay. Another one. Let's see. Let's do this pattern. Okay. A couple of things we can do with this pattern. We can cut out birdhouse. All right, where's the birdhouse? Here we go. This is Z4757. And this little birdhouse, if you think about it, if you do it right here, and actually here, it could be bars on anything. Here, it could be kind of like a jar. I mean, you've got to think about what you can use them for and what you can use them for later. Oh, here's the one that was a better jar. See, like that? If you just cut that out, kind of mimics a jar. Okay, so that's where I got that one. So when you cut it out, you could do it a couple of different ways. You could do it this way or this way. This way, you get, let's see, all this pretty color going on, okay? And don't forget about those little inside pieces. I know I'm being nitpicky now. You're like, throw them away. But look, you've got all this color on them. And you could, there are stamps that are that tiny that you could just use this as a little pennant. Or some, you know, little tags down. Anyway, I know. I know, you don't have to tell me. So what did I do with this pretty little cage? I made this card. Okay, now this cage is going the other way. Again, composition. I didn't use the pink because see how the pink would have blended with the bird too much? So I used the green and the yellow, and the white just kind of emphasizes it. This is the leaf done with the same color. This is a pattern paper like this. And I cut out the leaves and just stamped them with the same color sage. Remember, there's two sides, so if you need to do words, this might be a better pattern, unless you're going to do it black. So just see that, and that's what I did right here. Duh. I used this one going this way and stamped my words. Now, before I put this together, you can kind of see if it was just, grab another card base. If it was just white, it kind of is fine, but the black just makes it grounded and pop, okay? And this bird is actually the other side of this paper, and I just picked the colors that I wanted. Let's see, this shows you kind of a little bit more of what those colors were. I think it went this way. And then you can pick and choose your bird. So I picked a couple of different colors. I don't know if you can see it on here, but it's more peachy and it's more pink down there. Again, I took my bird and I think I put 3 layers on him, so he still stands up from the background, which is foam taped on that cage. And then these are just flat. Pull in the melon to make the bird not stand out. So if it didn't have the melon on there, the bird does stand out, but he really doesn't blend in much. By adding those little dots, he blends in. So there's card number 2. Okay, moving on. What else do we have? Let's see. So let's go back to this piece of paper. And this stamp set corresponds to the, lost my words, Memory Lane paper pack. And this one is actually called Memory Lane for the stamp set, and it is CC 72356. Few more letters, few more numbers. CC means it's a special. So there's probably a bundle that's discounted. Always look at your options. And CC also means that it's available for a short period of time. If you like it at all, jump on it. I'd hate to see you miss it because it's really got some cute stuff in here. So I'm taking the house with some black ink this time. Whatever your favorite is. We used to sell Memento and we don't anymore, but I love Memento because it doesn't stain my stamps. But our Close to My Heart brand works just as good and doesn't stain very much either. So, you just stamp it, cut it out. There you go. Easy coloring. In fact, it's no coloring. So, what did we do with our little house? We added some more houses and a tree. I'll hold that up so you can see it. So everything of the paper that we stamped on is going this way. And that would be better than having it go straight up and down. It would look a little, I don't know. This just flows better. Okay, You Are My Person. That stamp set is this one right here. Why am I sending this card? D2180 has a lovely happy birthday on it, and then some really cute puns. Why am I sending this card? I knew a minute ago. Can anybody relate? Yes, just put your LOL in the comment section. Okay, so there's that card. And what else can we do? So, as you're looking at patterns and you're thinking, well, I might not want to stamp anything on that, but I'd like to use it in a way that has easy coloring. So what you can do is cut yourself out some shapes, circles, bracket shapes, whatever you want, and stamp your flowers right on here. Now, again, where did I put those base cards? When you're, putting your pattern papers on, right, or making a card, or building a card, and see how this just kind of blends in? So, a good way to offset this, again, is with something neutral, or something really dark, which the black just helps that a lot, kind of like on this card here. See that? So, what did we do with our circle? I used some more of that paper. This right here is actually this piece right here on the pattern paper. So I just cut it off to what I needed. It, again, just kind of blended into the background since it's the same color. Nearly the same color. And so I gave it just a real thin black border. And again, to ground it onto the page, there's nothing wrong with it being light if you want it light. But I like the pop of the black. So this circle was as big a circle as I have without going to my Cricut. So the next option you can do is take a black, since I use black, or whatever color. If you used mocha, then I would use the mocha shimmer brush. Shake it up good. Don't open it under any of your projects. Remember not to push the button, just pull on the ends. And I'm doing it off camera, so that way all that I got on my hand I can wash off. And here's an easy way to trim it out. Don't try and color it like this, because it'll be very difficult to get a nice edge. And this is a really juicy one. So just lay it kind of on an angle on your, I'm at the base of the brush where it is sturdier or denser, if you will, or less wiggly like the top is. See how the top wiggles? And it just holds it kind of because of the little lip of the plastic piece next to the bristles holds it down, and you're not straight up, you're at an angle. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see. Instead of being let me see. Okay, instead of being straight up, you're kind of at an angle. Okay, so just go around, and that'll give you a nice little bit of an outline. Let me wash off my fingers just to make sure I don't have any of that shimmery on me. And then the other thing I did, hold on. That's the problem with the juicy one. They're all over your fingers. So the other thing I did with this is I also stamped this little part of this little flower and, oops, sorry, cut it out, fussy cut it, and added it with some depth. Hopefully you can see that. And then I added bitty sparkles. I tend to always tell you to go in triangles, right? Triangles. Triangles, whether they're long or short. But this flower set, you could have done that, but I like to cluster them down next to and just kind of fill them on wherever on the sides. I could have kept going, but you know. I love my itty bitties. And a couple down here. If they weren't down there, it all really focuses up there. So this kind of just leads your eye to the happy birthday as well. Okay? And you could have done this way too. I just chose to do it that way. So there's another card for you. Look at all these card ideas you guys have. So, one more. This is August stamp of the month. Goodbye isn't forever. And remember, if you're a VIP, this is S2308. If you're a VIP and you spend $50, you can get it for free. If you're not a VIP and you spend $50, you get it for $5. Okay, so I took this big stamp and I stamped that onto some pattern paper. Look at how nice that is. And then we can add it, and I did it 4x4, so I could either add it this way or I could add it this way. And then I left it up a little bit so that way, I think I was thinking of this way. So you could also add some strips along here. This will be a bonus card that I finish up. And I also left that little bit of a gap so I could actually put my words down here. And this is another way to test where you want stuff. The hello would look nice there. The thinking of you is a little big, so I'd probably put it up here. Praying for you in your loss would fit nicely there. This would fit nicely in there. So if I was going to use something up here, I'd probably pull this down just a little bit even, just like a 1/4 of an inch more. Okay? And you could always add another tree in here. A single tree, or you could add part of this into there. You could add this one over here, and you could add this one up in here, and just build your scene a little bit more. So maybe I will try that as well. So, here we go. Which is your favorite? Card number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I hope you give it a try. I hope you pull out your papers and look at them and think, you know, what can I do? Like the back side of this one, that would be a nice circle, and you could still write on it, or stamp on it. And don't forget that it doesn't have to be the whole thing. You could do a circle and just have part of it. So look at your stamps in a different way. How cool is that? That would be really cool. And just on a circle. And you could still use this pattern paper and then just put something else paper behind it. Okay, that's the class. You have lots of things to try. Give me any comments you have or questions in the comment section. And if you watch it on YouTube later, I would really appreciate a comment, a share, a like, or subscribe so you see what I do next week. Bye.